Hello, everyone, and welcome to aescripts and AE plugins first day of their summer sale for week 3. My name is Ryan. Thank you for having me. I am the host for this week. We're streaming every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be going over all the different plugins that are on sale. We'll be talking to some creators, and we'll also just be diving in and seeing how the plugins work. I am a motion designer myself. I love to work in After Effects, and I am constantly using aescripts and AE plugins as a way to find ways to expedite my workflow. When I was talking to Lloyd earlier, when we were talking about getting this whole thing set up, the one thing he mentioned was that he didn't plan on aescripts becoming a full-time job when he first started it. He really kind of just wanted to work with other developers and find ways to ease workflows and to really get the most out of those programs that we use all the time and have different asks that we have from them. I do want to say hi to a bunch of people in the chat. I want to say hi to Diego and Vulcan over on YouTube. And then this is also being streamed over on my personal Behance page, which is behance.net/Ryan Selvey. And there I want to say hi to Fresh Cake, Brody, Gareth, and Romaine. It's great to have you guys. Fresh Cake saying you like the intro. Thank you very much. I spent a lot of time on just getting it all worked out and ready and going. I have a little reference to Star Fox in there, if anybody caught that. I am dying for another Star Fox 64 game, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. And I say Star Fox 64 game because they made other Star Fox games, but it wasn't the same dynamics. But I digress. Also, hello to Clever. Good to see you again. Thank you for joining. Today we'll be going over all the different plugins, but before we even hop into that, I just want to play the actual trailer for the sale. So if you haven't seen this yet, it's really phenomenal. It just kind of coincides with the idea that I really like space. My personal stream that I do actually is already space branded, and this kind of just conveniently lined up. But here you go, week 3. So that's a phenomenal animation. I don't know who necessarily made that animation, to be honest. I need to talk to Lloyd about it and see what artists were involved in creating that really cool like mood setting. But if you go to the aescripts.com homepage, you'll see that there is a banner up at the top, and it talks about summer sale. I can go ahead. I'm going to share my screen, and basically, it'll have not only the video here, but it also have the full list of everything that's on sale for this week, and that's Monday through Friday. Now, this has a flurry of creators. We will be interviewing some of them. None today. Today is just kind of our initial kickoff. So we will be having some people later this week. We have Mike Overbeck tomorrow. On Wednesday, we have a loaded day. We have Gabriel Grenier, Alex Ichenko, Alan Fragment, and Zach Lovett. And then Friday, we have Lloyd himself and Stephen Twig. We also have a handful of other artists and developers that are English second language. So they're going to be creating different little plugs that we have. And we'll just be exploring their products. I will reach out to them and see kind of random questions and ideas of insight into why they made the plugins and how the plugins work for them, and their best suggestion for moving forward. I also say hello to Hotero over on YouTube. Hello to Hayden. Welcome back. Gareth is blowing up chat, and I love you for it. Annika, good to see you again. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, we're going to be going through some of these, but the one that I specifically want to focus on today is all the way down here at the bottom, and it's a creator called Zabex. And I actually went ahead and I bought the Zabex bundle because not only is it normally a percentage off of the 3 if you were to buy them singularly, but with the additional sale, which, by the way, the sales can go all the way up to 25%.
Amazing.
They can go up to 25%. And this on top of it. So normally with everything together would be $130. Then it's $99. With the sale itself, it is only $74.99. So I jumped at the opportunity. I'm really excited to mess with some of them. As you guys know, I like to just sort a lot of my videos and add the vintage feel to it. I feel like a lot of musical artists also tend to be doing that as well. Hi, Randall. I was really drawn to this one because it has modulation. It has Facerium, which I don't know about Facerium. I got it because it was in the bundle. It's all about like organic growth, but I haven't tried it out yet. And we're going to try it on stream today because why not? And then finally, and this is the one that really drew me to it, was Signal. And this is a plugin that they have that creates different like VHS and distortion effects that you can just put on top of any video. And it's really nice because you can easily have the like filters or the already ones that you just put on top, but you don't really have control over the actual video and distortion that it has. And so this is actually the first plugin that I've had that I was able to actually go and manipulate the footage itself to kind of work with it. So I'm excited to show you guys that. Very Good Freelancer. Hey, welcome to the stream as well with Peter. Hi, hello. Very Good Freelancer says that you are about to use joysticks and sliders for a client gig, and it is still on sale. We will actually be interviewing the creator of that, I believe, on Wednesday. But I am more than happy to also call it out and show what it's about just on today's stream, just for anyone who's browsing. You know, whenever you have a sale, like the main days are Monday and Friday because it's when people first hear about the sale, and then on Friday when people are like, oh God, we're about to run out. So anything that I can do to tell you guys the great plugins that I find useful, and I'm not trying to shill you guys, being completely as transparent and forward as I can be. This collaboration with After Effects scripts and plugins came from their last week of sales when I made a live stream and I picked up and I just bought a bundle on my own, and I just happened to live stream about it, and it caught their attention, and we went from there. So it's not like just buying plugins just to buy plugins. I don't want to I don't want to portray that or have you guys feel like these are useless plugins that won't necessarily benefit you. I'm going to try to call out the ones that work for my workflow. Everyone's workflow is different. And if you guys see something that you see is on sale and you want to talk about it in the chat, by all means, please throw it in there. Let me know why you use it, how you use it. And so I like how this video is hentai ninja for whoever uploaded the actual like preview for Signal. Way to go, Zabex. That's great. Very Good Freelancer is talking about also loving After Effects QVC. Is that what you are like QVC, like the channel of sales, kind of like Home Shopping Network? That's great to have it here. And Mike Overbeck, hi, welcome. How's it going? And Joel, hello from Paris. Hello to from Brooklyn. I'm in Brooklyn, New York right now, so it's good to have you here. Fresh Cake says, I want to buy this and just make lo-fi streams. Yes, absolutely. For this signal that we have, and I am going to hop into After Effects in just a moment. This signal that we have would be really good for actually like a lo-fi situation, or just any sort of thing. Like even when you're working on different like home videos and stuff for YouTube, it's really good to just have that extra feel. Obviously, cameras don't really do this as much as they used to. There's different processing and what have you, but it's just nice to have in your back pocket. And then this reminds me of like Radiohead. It's a modulation, and so it actually works within After Effects itself and works on actual modulation, which is really neat. And it'll give you the effects so that you can stretch and squeeze it as much as you want to make it kind of completely unrecognizable back to pretty much just like line art. And I'm really excited on using this one. I don't necessarily know what for yet, but I saw it and I liked the effects that it had on footage, and so I had to get it. But yeah, no, this is another part of the bundle that's really exciting, and we're going to hop into After Effects and check it out in just a moment. I do want to, call back out, though, since we are here. Joysticks and Sliders is on sale. We'll be talking to Mike later this week. And Joysticks and Sliders is a tried and true industry standard for so many. It really lets you kind of create the feeling of a 3D dimension or someone even moving their mouth. And you set up the parameters and then you go from there. It really gives a lot of control to the animators and then has the computer kind of fill in the parts in between. So this is on sale. It's normally $39.95, and today until Friday it is $29.96. Does anyone know how much that is? Is that 25%? What is that? I'm going to say it's 25% just so I can press the animation again. Amazing. All right. Good enough. But without further ado, I want to hop into After Effects. I went ahead and I grabbed a bunch of... I guess I should make my screen bigger. I went ahead and I grabbed a bunch of like sample footage just from Envato, just to like get random stuff. Like I have a clip of, I think it's a skateboarding clip, which I thought would be cool, especially for that look when we were talking about, that glitch look. So this loops very well, which is kind of nice. And yeah, Annika says it still works because I said up to 25%. Yeah, so I can actually use that for anything. Even if it's 1% off, I can just say that it's up to 25%. Okay, so anyway, we have this footage. As you can see, it's totally digestible. It looks like it was filmed, within the last few years, and we want to destroy that. So I went ahead. Before we do that, I'm sorry. I got carried away. I do want to call out how easy it is to install plugins. I know that it seems a little weird when you are using a like a program like After Effects, Photoshop, what have you. AE scripts and AE plugins has AE in the name, but they go beyond After Effects. I use it mostly for After Effects, but I digress. One thing that I will say is that they have this downloader, and I'm going to make sure, I don't think I will dox myself when I do this, but and it does all the hard work for you. Oops, I just made it go away because I maximized it. I've never maximized it in my life, but I think it's because I'm streaming and I messed it up. So we're going to exit out or go back in. And I'm sorry. So they made the hard part of installing and finding the places where to save these files really easy. And all you do is once you download it, you'll have it linked to your account. And it's just as easy as clicking it, and then you just press install. Then it goes to licenses. You click license, and then you activate it. And then it works, and it's running in After Effects. I have all the plugins I have on here. I even have ones that I haven't necessarily updated. When it's time to update it, it'll have this little update icon, and then you'll click it, and then you just click install, and then it will update it automatically. It'll also give you updates like when there's a sale going on. I don't know why you would necessarily be in this program without knowing that there's a sale going on, but it's there. You know, it's the convenience, because after all, it is summer sale. I just wanted to use that. That's all I've got, everybody. I've got my closing one, but we've got to ride out like another 30 minutes, and I don't have many other animations for this stream. So you've seen it all, but I guess if you're just joining, that's also more to come. So that's really easy. All I did for all of these is I just went ahead and for like Signal, I went and I pressed install. And then when I go straight into After Effects and I go to my effects, I just go to Signal. It has little Zabex, and it will be right here. Bop. AE scripts and AE plugins, talking beyond the grave. Note that you can select all your products, and they all update, install, and license in one click. Yes, it can be as fast as you want. You can make it all expedited all together, and it's really, really useful. Because I remember when I first got into downloading plugins and stuff, you had to like go into the root folder, and you had to figure out like where to save it and make sure that you weren't messing it up or you weren't on a previous version. But you can see that I went ahead and I just put Signal right on top of this layer, and right away it shows a completely different video. It renders very quickly. I don't have the best graphics card, and it still looks authentic. It looks great. But like, let's say that that's not necessarily the look that we want. We have a bunch of different options that we can use to kind of affect this. We can also go ahead, and it's still just like a regular file. So we could go in and, you know, you could add like another text layer, and we could say August 14th, 1993. That's not how it actually needs to do it. It was like AUG, right? Or was it even worse than that? Was it like 08.14? I don't really remember. And you can see that that's not even affected by it, but you can go in and you can even like apply any of this all the way to like a text layer, which is really cool. So you can hop up here and you click Signal, and you can see it even does the nice effect to that. You can copy and paste that onto other stuff. So it's constantly doing new math for you and adjusting and distorting, which is really cool. So signal strength works as you would think it would. You kind of see as it goes and gets a little bit wackier, and you can bring it down. You can also go off of random seeds, and that'll affect if you want to kind of have everything look the same or not. We also have some like luminoise, which is cool because then you can go in, and it reminds me of kind of like the stereograms, but also kind of reminds me of when Nickelodeon stopped working. And then I'm going to bring down this to actually bring the luminoise back down. But there's also chromanoise, which is also similar, but not the same, but it also gives you a lot of color. And obviously these are all ones that are completely jammed at the top. But if you wanted to, you can, I'm going to reset. You can go through and you can even keyframe it. I'm going to press U, and that'll bring down my keyframes. And I can say that I don't want it very much here, but then I can just give a little blip maybe, and then go back down and bring it. I'll just copy and paste whatever it was. And so now you'll see that kind of as he gets to the top there, it'll give you a little color blast, which is nice. So you really have the flexibility. You can even do like a TV distortion, so you can show kind of these crazy waves that used to happen on the channels that you didn't have and that you wanted to watch anyway. There's a roll speed so that it actually moves. So like when you bring up these waves and then you go to roll speed, it'll then move so that it's like, you know, once again, messed up, which is always so funny that we're now finally at the point where we want our videos to look worse than they are. Very good freelancer says Signal looks so ridiculously good. Like all the fun of analog distortion in a plugin. Very cool. Yeah, and I was also super impressed. I know I keep mentioning that it's adjustable to the footage, but with that in mind, even I'm really just impressed with how quickly it renders. Like I said, I don't really have the best graphics card, and it really doesn't take a big toll on your system. And it really just knows what it's doing. There's also experimental parameters, which I've not played around with. I don't fully understand them. And maybe later in the week, I will revisit this and I will tell you guys kind of what it looks like when I go through and mess around with like phase shift. But I think it's my understanding that this will be harder on your system. And it's not necessarily going to look exactly like a refined, distorted video in the event that, you know. Yeah. Oh, Lloyd's over on Behance as well. Hello, Lloyd. Thank you for joining in over on Behance. It's good to have you. If you guys have any questions, he's a very busy man, but he is also obviously accessible here. So if you have any questions, he runs a great website. And yeah, so that's Signal. I don't want to spend too much time on it because obviously you guys get posted the idea, and I want to make sure that we give everybody their fair share of look at that. That's really cool. You remember this? It's a very nostalgic plugin for me, honestly, just because it like reminds me of getting frustrated with a tube TV. But we're gonna get rid of that, and then I'm really excited to work on that other one with the black and the lines, which I think would be really cool, which is also by Zabex, which is conveniently in its own little filter. I also have Slitscan, which is also on sale, but and I can apply that to here, but that's not part of the bundle. But Slitscan also does some really weird stuff where you can like, right? Like make it into like a little slinky dog, which is really cool. Lloyd says it actually does a real analog signal simulation. Ooh, there you go. Nice and resourceful. Now you can mess with the delay of this. You can mess with the amount of width that it will have. And sometimes this one does take a little bit longer. But especially with like a skateboard video, like this stuff is the coolest just because I always remember growing up and having skateboard magazines where it would like divide up in ooh, weird. That's really cool. Signal does, not Slitscan. Yeah. So you can have it also go the opposite way, which like for this case doesn't really work the best because he's literally going from right to left. And you can adjust the width of how big you want them to be, which like in a case like this, you don't want it to be too big because then it's not going to give you kind of what you want. But you can increase the delay and have it kind of build, which is always interesting. Trying to see here what else we can do. And this is, I mean, have you guys seen the little Instagram filters of the people like doing like the dance kind of? You can mix this with Signal and you can get something very similar to that if you want, which is fun. Just, I don't know. really distorting footage. This especially works because it's static and the background isn't moving at all. But I want to show you guys what it kind of looks like when you go ahead and you add maybe something with a changing background. Ooh, I also have a breakdancing video, which would be really cool with this, which is going to look very similar actually to the skateboarder. But just being able to go and that's really cool. Let me set it down a little bit. That's really cool. I can show you guys without it as well. It looks like this. Like a little beatboxing. Also, sorry, I don't have music on here, but I'm gonna let you guys fill in your own music. It doesn't feel really great when it, you know, it has a. So you can have fun with it. All right, so that is Slitscan. Like I said, it's also on sale, but it's not part of the bundle, which it's still a great. It's still a great deal. It has up to 25% off. It's normally it's name your own price anyway. But in this case, in particular, it's already deduced as to what the recommendation is, which is nice. But I'm going to also play the short little video that they have to show off some of the best parts. To M. Gurtik, you said, sorry, I just joined. Is this Signal? This is not Signal. I was messing with Signal just a second ago. I could bring it back up in just a second. But this is called Slitscan, and it's from this same creator. Yeah, especially with like twisting or any sort of like cyclical motion, you can easily make something really cool with it, which is nice. It has lots of rave reviews, even from like Kidmograph, which is cool. Just to show you real quick, Signal though, to M. Gurtik, you just came in. I'm just going to drop it on top of here. We're going to pop it, and then you can easily see that you can do both. You know what would be cool is if we duped this and we took off Signal from the bottom one, and then we masked this and just had him like pop into this weird. That's pretty cool. That's fun. You could also do that with like a text layer mask or something, and only bring out the sort of craziness within a certain set of parameters, which is cool. All right. So let's go ahead and let's check out some of the modulation. This blows my mind. Also, I can get you guys a new clip because I know you don't want to look at your own thing over and over again. M. Gurtik said, Slitscan, got it. I already bought Signal. Yeah, Signal's a great buy. I know it's the first one that I've really touched on today. But, he said not to plug another product, but it's similar to Mosh. Actually, Mosh is actually also on sale, I believe, unless I am confused. But I'm 99% sure that it is also on sale. I also have Mosh. We will be... no, Mosh is not on sale. But... plug in, play. Why did I think that it was? I don't know why. Maybe it was because it was last time. But also, this is not part of the sale, but it is really great. You can make some really weird stuff. You've probably seen it, especially like on Adult Swim, or you've seen it on different like music videos a lot. It really lets you just kind of really mess with kind of keying between time standpoints in your piece. Yeah, Lloyd's like saying Mosh was on sale during week 2. Yeah, so that's when I actually bought it. I think that's why I thought it was on sale. But this is a little bit similar to Mosh, but whereas this is more of like taking 2 frames and keying them together. This modulation is more like closer to binary and like actually modulating a like within the program, which is cool. So you're not going to get the crazy colors in between keying. Oh, yeah, Lloyd's saying that Signal is an analog simulator and Datamosh is a digital compression of it. Yeah, definitely. As far as Signal to Datamosh, very different. But I think that the modulation, I could see how you can make some kind of similar points. But yeah, this is also going to bring you a lot of distortion, which is nice. And so this, you can mess with different low passes, which is nice. You can mess with the direction. You can keyframe them as well so that you can go and you can pop in from your orientation. If you do that, it's not going to be like a seamless like here to here, but it is going to be able to give you the ability to hop between the two. There's a friend of Datamosh to Slitscan. Oh, right on. Yeah, no. Two different. Let's see. And also, if you're wondering where I am referring to each other, M. Gurtek is on YouTube and Lloyd is over here on Behance. So wherever you're watching from, glad to have you. And we're just going over some of the plugins for the AE plugins and AE script sale, summer week of sales, week 3. And if you have any questions or anything, please shout them out. I'm happy to help you. Pass 2, pass 3. And just really blur this all the way out, which was fun to kind of see how we can just like focus on only the shadow, which is nice. And you can also mess with different phases if I wanted to like bring it in a little bit more. This gives you a little bit more of a focus, but you can really just sort it all the way down here if you want to, or yeah, it's really neat. So this is included in the bundle. Like I said, I don't know necessarily what I'm going to use this one for. I got it mostly just because it was part of the bundle with it, and I liked how it looked. I'll have to do some more digging and learning as to where it's really strong. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull up the video that they have actually in the on the product page. Yeah, you don't have to have any sort of coding or fancy background to understand this. All right, I think I already pulled this up, didn't I? That's cool. Oh, there's a quick tutorial. Yep, and that's just saying you can just add it and you can mess with it as much as you can. The last one part of the Zabex bundle that I wanted to look into was this Facerium one. And for Facerium, I have not played with yet. So you get to see me in live time figure out what it's going to look like. But it helps you have organic growth natively within After Effects, which is neat. They have it as like a fungal kind of approach. This is definitely going to be a lot harder on your system, just because it's doing a lot of math and trying to relate it to whatever you're working on. You can see that it's really moving its way along. Come on, baby. One second. Connor says, how can color be implemented into it? I've seen some posts with color. Oh, are you talking about color alongside? Oh, look at that background. That's really cool. That's really cool for modulation. So the way that I would do it for modulation is, you can go in and you can apply it to whatever, but it still just works as a layer effect like anything else. And so you could even go in and I think you can even hop in and colorize. You can increase the saturation if you wanted to. And then, yeah, you can like switch with it. You can change the color of it. And then you can just dupe it and then bring it under. And then I would go in and delete the modulation and the hue saturation situation. And then you can go in and change the mode to like a linear dodge of sort, and then bring down transparency, or you could even like adjust how it's working with the phase and have that kind of overlay on top of it. And you can also use it as a matte, which is a great idea. So in that case, you would go to Luma Matte, go up and bring up the opacity. And then with that, then you could probably then go into hue saturation within the layer that's being matted rather than the layer that is being, modulated. And then you could probably change the hue of it. And then you would go down to the bottom here, and this would be unaffected. And you could see how it kind of affects the color on top of that, which is neat. Which I didn't even think of doing. And you can see it has a nice mix between the two. That's really neat. Signal works in Premiere as well. The other plugins in the bundle are After Effects only for now, which is a great point. Just making sure I've caught up all on the chat here. Oh, it's the Zabex bundle. Signal only for After Effects, or will it work with Premiere as well? I noticed it only says AE in the bundle. Thanks for doing this. Very cool. Yeah, of course. And like I said, we have a whole week. We're going to have interviews with a lot of the devs throughout the week. Our busiest days are going to be on Wednesday. But tomorrow as well, I will pull some more products and we will go through what they kind of do. And you can sit alongside me as I figure them out. So as I figure that out, I'm going to revisit all of these three on Friday. When I get more time to play with them on my own, and I will let you guys know how I get farther with them. But they are on sale now. I'm going to put the link to the Z bundle. I don't know how to say Zabex properly, but I am going to put it in the chat for you guys in the event that you want to check it out. All right. Going back to the summer sale page, which you can access also, I'll put on the chat as well. You'll have access to all of the sales that are currently happening. Right here. Some really great stuff that you can get. Another one that I am looking into learning how to do, I thought I would know how to do it much more than I do, is one that Lloyd actually pointed out to me, and it's a layer sculptor. And you can go through, and I can try to do it on stream today, but I feel like I won't do it justice. You can go and you can take different objects, and you know how in After Effects you have the puppet pin tool, and you kind of have to, press a few points, and then you kind of morph it on the way that you want. You can't really like link it to a mat itself. This plugin allows you to go and really adjust pieces underneath of a mat that you put on the layer itself and move it around based on a matte mask that you create, rather than focusing on top of pins. So I want to get a different video for this, and I can show you. Like I said, I won't be able to do it full justice today, but I would love to make sure that you guys continue to just see how this works. I have a picture of a girl playing with a puppy. Everyone loves it. And so all you would do here is you would go, and because she's not really still enough, though, is the problem. But it also give you the idea of what it does. So we can, I'm going to go around her ear a little bit. And so you would go, it's really important that you focus on which way you are applying this map, because the way that the system works, it's going to take that into effect. You're going to go in, and I want to make sure that the mask is set to none. And then you move like another portion of like how far you want to move it. This also set that to none. And then finally, a point of like no return, where you're like, I do not want this to be moved at all. none. And for the mask 3, you don't really mess with it too much. It's just more of a, like I said, like a don't go past this area. The two things that you're mostly going to be messing with are your mask 1 and your mask 2. And then you'll go over here, and it should be under bow. And then you just take your layer sculptor and you'll add it. And then you set to mask 1, mask 2, mask 3. Then you can automatically go in and you can just start to adjust the layers in themselves. They should technically. I messed it up. See, that's why I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it justice. Should be able to move it accordingly. It should warp the video. Maybe because it's not moving enough. Maybe because it's too static or too hybrid. All right. I'm going to pull up the video, though, and you guys will be able to see it. It's really cool because you are able to adjust. Mask 2 should be a duplicate of mask 1. Should it? Oh, like straight up, and then I have to build off from there. So I have to get rid of that, and then... So we switch this to mask 4. Is that adjusted? All right, yeah, no. I feel like I'm not selling this as it should, but I have seen how it works, and I will revisit this later this week for you guys. I don't want to disappoint you. So let's not do this one for now. But Layer Sculptor is really cool. Stay tuned for later in the week, and I will knock your socks off. I promise. I'm going to go ahead and pull up, though, what it's supposed to do, and then we'll be able to go there. Yeah, I'm sorry, Lloyd. Look away. Look away. Come back later this week. Bao has a whole slew of crazy options, though, that if you want to check out, you should. I want to go ahead and pull up Layer Sculptor again, and you can see that even in this one, you can go through and you can adjust the face of Frankenstein's monster here. Yes, I said Frankenstein's monster. To really manipulate the video underneath of it. This is Lloyd's going to walk through it right here. I know you guys can't hear it, but you know what? I can actually switch it so you can hear it. So just let me cue it up real quick so that you can hear what I hear, and then we'll go from there. I have to go to share. There are. This is my face in full definition. So we're going to share a screen. Share this. Click here. Click share audio. Share. All right, here we go, guys. Enjoy.
We're going to show you how easy it is to create a rig that allows you to distort or sculpt video, as we are doing in this example with his mouth, to make Boris smile. So the first thing we do is just draw a mask around the mouth here, which is what we're going to want to distort. And we're going to head and right-click on the mask to track it using the built-in mask tracker in After Effects. Now we're going to use Mask Tracker Plus to move this information onto another layer. We're going to use the Move function in Mask Tracker Plus, so select that. Then select the mask that you just tracked and hit the Load button to load it in there. Then we create a new adjustment layer, select it, and then hit Apply, again with Move selected. Then we copy the mask onto the adjustment layer and delete the keyframes from the track. We then duplicate that mask 2 times and rename the first one Outer Limit, the second Distort Reference, and the third Distort. We then go ahead and apply layer sculptor to the adjustment layer. Let's change the colors of the masks. And now we're going to select the first mask as the outer limit, the second mask as the distort, then change the mask mode to reference mask, set the reference mask of the outer limit to itself, and the reference mask for distort to distort reference. That's it. That's all the setup we need to do. Now we can move the outer limit so that it covers the area that we want it to not go past, in this case, just around the mouth. And then let's move further in time and set some keyframes for the distort mask, which, as you can see, as soon as I move it here, it distorts the video. I mean, it's really that simple. And it's pretty awesome because now it's perfectly tracked. So you just animate it wherever you want, set the keyframes for it to be able to change, and that's it. And of course, you can do whatever speed graph adjustments you want to these keyframes so that it can animate nicely. Now, as you can see, we have another problem. The outer limit went out of the area. So all you can do now is just keyframe the outer limit. And now, perfect. For more challenging tracks, we can also track in Mocha using Mocha Import Plus. So click on the Track in Mocha button, then track the mask in Mocha, hit Export Tracking Data, and copy to Clipboard. Then back in After Effects, you load from Clipboard, select the Move Properties option in Mocha Import Plus, and then again do the same adjustment layer that you did before. Apply the keyframes to the position property, copy and rename the masks like we did previously. Adjust the outer limit, do everything the same. And voila, the same exact result, but of course with the power and precision of a Mocha track.
Hey there, Sarah Wade here.
So, and we're just going to hop in another one. I'm not going to play this full through just because this one is 12 minutes or 15 minutes long. But I just want to show you the power of this tool. It's really cool. You can go in and, like I was saying, you can really edit it. So you can take things that were generally static and really bring them to life. She goes ahead and she does some mouth movements. She also goes ahead and creates the Mona Lisa blinking, which is really cool. So I think it's a developing aesthetic that I'm seeing a lot of people working in traditional fine art and giving them a second life by incorporating them into videos and incorporating them into different art forms. I got to remember the one guy that does it really, really well. He goes and he animates a bunch of really old paintings. Chino? Is this the guy? I think this is the guy. He doesn't necessarily use this tool, but I feel like this is something that Augustin Vidal-Serra. Is his name? Yeah, this guy does crazy work. And I know I'm going on a tangent here. I was going to make sure that I don't accidentally show any nudity. But this guy does these beautiful revisits of. Is there breast in here? I'm not technically supposed to show breast on Behance. But I guess you're also not technically supposed to on Instagram. So if it's on Instagram, it should be fine, I believe. So I'm going to bring it up over here. But he'll go through and he'll like use different meshes and the pen tool and warping filters to go and add life into these old paintings, which is really cool. And I think that this is another way where you'd be able to streamline this process. And if this is something that you kind of want to do, I feel like this would be a really good tool to bring you there. You see, he's also obviously using things like a warp distort, and he's also hopping into 3D as well and dividing up between the different layers. But something like this would be possible if you were to get the other tool. You'd just be doing it a lot faster than you could. And I think that's really neat. Yeah, but you should go check his stuff out. His name is Augustin Vidal-Serra. Put that in the chat as well if you want to go check him out. So, like I said, today we don't really have any interviews, but the next few days we do have Mike Overbeck, Gabriel Grenier, Alex Achenko, Alan Fragment, and Zach Lovett, Lloyd, and Steven. So on those days, we'll be going through more of their plugins, which I admittedly am kind of excited about a few of them, and I don't want to go ahead and talk about them too much right now. I could give you guys a sneak peek, though, I guess. I do use Randomatic, which is really nice. It's on sale now for $22.49. It's normally $29.99. And when you kind of go in and you try to make something random, and you can't, because by nature we're always like creating weird patterns. This really helps you with rotation, placement, scale, and it lets you just apply this effect into any singular object or layer, and then you can adjust the parameters of like how far you want it to go with like sliders and different keyframes. And so when we have him on, I'll be sure to go through in great detail about it. But this is another one of my favorites. I use it all the time in my own projects when I need to make something get all jiggly and go outside of just the wiggle expression. But it's real cheap for what it is. So make sure you check that out. And we'll be having him on when did I say? Oh, we'll be having a little tidbit with him anyway. Oh, I guess I could probably go into it right now. Sure, because we're getting close to the top of the hour anyway, and so I'll just hop into this. So it's really nice. You can go in. I can say I'll take a circle of sorts like this, and I will click align. I always use my Motion 3, which is its own thing, but that's one of the things that I had tried true. Connor says, I got Randomatic today. Oh, it's very good purchase, I promise. Or is it its own thing? There it is. Yeah. And so it gives you all these different parameters that you'll then be able to control. You go to the properties or like the layers of it, but you can click static random, animated random, or wiggle. The wiggle gives you a little bit more control than a script, because it'll give you a little bit more control over the sliders. And then I don't know what the colors are, but I'm going to click here and apply. I have to select my property of position first. Apply, and it'll do some math for me over here. This is successfully created, and then we have these sliders, which is really cool. You can turn it on and off, but the options, you can have the strength that you want, whether or not you want it to be absolute. You can do a random seed generator if you'd like, but right off the bat, you can click. You bring its minimum and maximum of values. Is not updating. And then you should be able to hypothetically pinpoint through. Just weird. Right. I think I always just switch it with the random generator, and I just do the keyframe of the generator. But I don't think that's technically how you're supposed to do it. But you can make it so that it's constantly wiggling if you want. You can also apply it to different rotations or scales, which is nice. And then, yeah, you can also decide whether or not you want to keep the proportions. Like if you were going to be using scaling or so, it'll let you adjust it so that it can either stay as its own piece or not. So let me just pull up that Randomatic real quick. You can also switch colors as well. You can go ahead and go click through and say that I also want to change the scale. I'll do the same thing. I'll apply it, and then it'll also go alongside with the options that you can change the strength. There we generator. And your values, of course. And you'll see that they're kind of like up here, and it kind of gets pulled between them, which is nice. So it gives you kind of a different anchor to move off of. All the way up. And yeah. Cool, guys. Well, that gets us to about an hour. Tomorrow I will be looking at a few more plugins, and we also will be having Mike Overbeck on tomorrow. And so tomorrow we'll be going extensively over his work, which is exciting. And I hope to have you guys here for it. If you don't know already, there is the summer sale going on. I just wanted to use it again. But my name is Ryan Selvey, and I will be your host for the week. Make sure that you set up an alarm so that you're back here tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I would love to also hear what you guys want to look into for what you want reviewed on the stream, what you want to be showcased and explored, any sort of demos that you're looking for. And yeah, no, it's a very exciting week to have. I'm really honored to be here, and I'm excited to be showing you guys through all the different sales that's going on. Make sure you hop onto the website and you check out all the different products available. And I will revisit some of the ones that I visited today as I learn more about them. And so you can make a better decision if you want to go ahead and go off of them. As you know, all the plugins have their own learning curves. Many of them have wonderful video tutorials and resources all on aescripts. And you can go and they have forums and everything, so you can always hop in and ask questions. That said, also, if you're running into any specific problems while you are going off of the plugins that I pull up, I would love to walk you through them. So I look forward to seeing you guys throughout the week. Make sure you follow on YouTube for aescripts, and then you also follow me over on Behance. I want to say thank you again to everyone that came through. Thank you to Annika, Brody, Clever, Fresh Cake, Gareth, Hayden, Lloyd, Mercurial, Naomi, Randall, Romaine, and Sarah over on Behance. And then, of course, over on YouTube, thanks to there's a few names that I don't have pronunciation for, but thank you. You know who you are. And then Thiago, Peter, Hotaru, very good freelancer, Mike, who will be on the show later, Joel, M. Gertek, Connor, Ju Young, D Gaming Gamer, Malmo Studio, and Kevin. So thank you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow, and I will catch you soon. All right, bye guys. Have a great night.